All right, welcome NGFL fans to this big playoff game between the Chicago Ghosts and the Phoenix Fighters. We're here from Miller and Gold Stadium. I'm here with my co-commentator.
Hello, everybody. Looking forward to a great game.
Should be a really good one. Of course, we've seen both of these teams before plenty of times. Daniel Bryan and the Fighters, they've coming off a pretty decent season and a good win in the wild card round. Ghosts, obviously one of the top seeds in the playoffs, and they've got a bunch of talent on their roster that they're going to have, especially on that defense. Two guys in Willingham and McDuffie that are up for a lot of awards this season. So
big game tonight.
We'll see if that comes into play, these two guys.
Oh yeah, Willingham and McDuffie were completely dominant this season. I'm looking forward to seeing them win at least one award apiece.
Definitely. McDuffie, of course, coming over from the Lancers, which I think is probably one of the biggest trades of the past season or so. Really locked in that Chicago defense. So Chicago is coming out in their orange tops, and the Fighters are in white today. They'll be taking the return from the 5-yard line, up past the 20, up almost to the 25, stop down, and they will start at their own 24-yard line.
Decent return, although probably not quite what they wanted out of that one. You know, obviously when you're on special teams, you're looking to get the biggest return you can, and that wasn't quite it.
But you can't expect a super-duper return every time. Those come every so often. You just have to have the guys that can do that.
Yeah, if you don't have the preparation, you're not going to be any good. As we see,
good little pitch out, past the first down, and he's moving down the field almost to midfield on the first play of the game.
That was a big run on the first snap.
Claude Owens.
In an earlier game I saw, it was Jackson in the game with Akaji Adebowale, one of the best running backs in the league. They couldn't run a toss play to save their lives. Now all of a sudden, Chicago on the first play of the game gains 20 yards on one.
It's all about game plan.
That it is.
Second play on this drive, and tried to do a similar thing, but the defense was ready that time.
He was destroyed there. That was blown up as soon as it got handed off.
I think he was trying to get to the outside, but
he was trying to get to the outside. He just couldn't. There was nowhere for him to go to avoid that tackle.
Julio Reyes now has a 2nd and 12 to try to get out of. Dropping back, dumps it off to his back, and he'll get maybe a yard to set up 3rd and 11.
Decent pass play, although not very well executed, only gaining a yard or so.
It's better than taking a sack or throwing an interception to tight coverage.
Much better, but
can't.
Of course, when you throw the ball 5 yards behind the line, you can't be expecting to gain too much.
You got to get bigger play out of this one. Throws it to the left, deflected, almost picked off.
Probably should have been picked off.
It's true. Got number 24. That is Joseph Aiken, one of their premier corners.
One of the bigger corners in the league. Actually, he's pretty sizable out there. Now the Ghosts have to punt it away. Poor play calling on that after that big first run.
Of course, they're punting it to one of the most dangerous returners in the game, Wesley Walker. Can't get anything out of it right there, but if he's got a good blocking, he can make a lot out of it.
Yeah, usually the Phoenix Fighters are pretty decent on special teams. They get pretty good returns from Walker regularly. He's really dangerous back there, as we mentioned in the after the first kickoff. Getting good returns is key in any football game, and he's notable for him.
The easier you can make it for your offense, the better.
Of course.
Daniel Bryan, the lefty, dumping it across the middle, and it is incomplete.
That was intended.
There's a little collision in the middle. Good play by the defense.
That was a beautiful play by the defense, breaking up that pass, which was intended for Wesley Walker. Beautifully done by Mike Hunt there, the safety.
Coming down to the middle of the field to make a play.
Yeah. He did it
Two
really well.
receivers, one to each side. Two backs in the backfield. You see that a lot from the Fighters.
Oh,
a drop.
Goodness, he dropped that. Why were they throwing to an offensive lineman? That's the real question.
That's an interesting pull.
I've not seen that. I don't see that too often from any team in this league. Although it's been known to happen where they'll try something tricky. Although at your own 15-yard line, I don't quite trust that play call.
And if you watch the Wolfpack game, some of the players that were running the football in that game were pretty crazy. So that's not as surprising as it once was. Just put it that way.
No, it isn't.
Brian on third down, pressure coming, throws it deep, and it's deflected away. Could have been a big play.
That looked like it was going for big yardage. Beautiful breakup by Driver. That was.
Good play right there.
No, that was Dover, not Driver.
Dover, yeah.
My mistake.
Now they're punting out of their own end zone, so playing the field position game. Almost blocked goodness. Right there.
Almost blocked. Probably
fair catch called for. So Chicago gets to start from Phoenix's 47.
That's never a good thing to see.
Position. If you're punting from your own end zone and you can't get it past the 50, then you might want to. Yeah, you need to consider getting a new punter.
Yeah.
But also, you shouldn't ever be in that position.
You shouldn't. But that was beautifully played by the Ghost special teams, limiting Phoenix to their own end zone, or deep in their own.
Good slant pattern, getting the first down right there.
Beautiful route there. Beautiful route.
Slant pattern, I think, is one of the most dangerous routes that you can have.
Oh yeah, no,
that was Mosley.
That was beautifully run by
very
Mosley.
Well right there.
That was beautifully run by Mosley. He got wide open on a slant route, which you don't see too often. Like, obviously...
First down, pressure's coming up the middle, sliding to evade it, throws it to a guy coming out of the backfield, he's making it down, all the way down to almost the 10, down at 12. Big play.
Beautiful run after the catch for Deshaun Foster.
Deshaun Foster, one of the best in the game. And he's just coming over on a drag. And he just comes out of where the pocket was.
Yeah, Julio Reyes basically handed that ball off to him. That was an easy catch and just an easy run after. There was nobody around. Hence why he gained.
When he's cutting through the blocking like that, just taking his defender out of the play.
Yeah.
Almost a pick play, but not really.
It was beautifully executed by Chicago, whatever it was.
That's for sure. First down, two backs in the backfield at the 12 of Phoenix. Taking the snap, drops back. Pressure's coming from his left. He doesn't see it on his blind side.
Down. Oh, wow.
Ant Torres picking up his first big play of the day.
What a blitz there by Ant Torres. Came off right off the edge, completely unnoticed by anybody. Got an easy sack.
Steps back on second down, swings it to his back again. Getting a couple yards. Now it's 3rd and 13. So they're still going backwards, but a decent pickup.
It's a good gain for Claude Owens, but, you know, not where you want to be on 3rd down. Obviously, when your goal is the 1 yard line, you're not going to be looking at 3rd and 13 thinking, this is a great situation.
And they're on the left hash, so I would suggest trying to get into the middle.
Oh, certainly.
Doing like a slant across the
Reyes.
middle. Pressure coming up the middle.
Reyes.
And destroyed him again.
Is that Ant Torres again?
But that was just a big play.
No,
that's Nicholas Coleman.
Nicholas Coleman in there. Although the Ant Torres was right there knocking Reyes around. Although, look at that Phoenix defense. They've really had to come up from the last season. And they held on the goal line there.
And these are relative no-names that weren't, like, targeted very highly in the draft or in free agency, but they've been able to do a lot of good work.
They really have. This Fighters defense has been absolutely amazing this year.
Vecchio puts it in to put Chicago up by 3. We're in the middle of the first quarter still, so lots of game left to play, but Chicago taking the early advantage.
You know, when you're starting in the opponent's territory, you're always looking for 7, so this is honestly a win for the defense rather than a successful offensive possession, because you were inside the 15 and you couldn't convert and you couldn't score 6 on that field position. That's kind of upsetting, especially if you're the coach of the team.
Walker getting a good return up to the 27 that time.
Walker with a nice return there. He, as we've mentioned before, he is really dangerous on the return game.
Brian will take the snap with back to his left. 2 receivers to his left as well. Swings it outside. Good catch on the sideline, picking up 4.
Thomas St. Pierre there. Beautiful catch. One-handed, I think that was, too.
The Canadian out of McGill University.
You know, I really like Thomas St. Pierre. He's not the number 1 guy on this squad that goes to Wesley Walker, but he's really good on those out routes and in routes. You'll see him running a lot of those.
Pitch out to the back. He spins and he couldn't get past the defender.
Finally seeing some Richmond Webb.
Richmond Webb, as I've said before, one of the more underrated backs in the league.
Yeah, for someone who's done so well for himself in this league, a lot of people still sleep on him as a running back talent.
Pitch out again, and he just trips over the lineman. And his blocking kind of just dissolved right there. Couldn't quite get past it.
The Phoenix offense this year, you know, the Phoenix defense has been absolutely stunning. The Phoenix offense, on the other hand, has been lackluster at best.
And as we've seen before, Brian hasn't been as good as he's been in the past. He had a game where he had like 6 interceptions at one point. So you have to keep that into consideration, especially in the playoffs, where this is your last chance to win games. You need this performance.
Yeah, you really need that good quarterback play, and obviously last week with the Tokyo game, they got lucky on a defensive battle. But although I wouldn't necessarily call it lucky, they kicked a game-winning field goal. But they didn't have good quarterback play, and that's kind of been a theme throughout the season. They haven't been able to keep up with the other offenses. It's just been the defense holding firm.
And if that's what you need to do to win, then you got to take it at this point.
Yeah.
There's not really a ton of backups that are going to be able to do what Brian can do. Reyes under center. Pitch out to Owens, and he can't get a ton of yards right there. Now it's 3rd and 8.
Long 3rd down here. But back to the topic of Bryant, we've seen what he can do in previous seasons. He's just not showing up this year of all the years that he's played.
Yeah, he's had some solid years, especially when they were in St. Louis. He had a very, very quality seasons there with Webb. Reyes, deep drop, throwing it deep. He's got a man
wide open.
He's running down the sideline, down to the 20, the 10, touchdown, Chicago.
Beautiful play there. I don't know what happened to the Phoenix defender, but he just was wide open on the outside. Dre'Shawn Foster.
Play by Dre'Shawn Foster.
Beautifully play called there.
Foster's known for those outside routes, and if you're the defense, you got to know that. You got to be able to defend against him.
And all of a sudden, it is 9-0, 10-0 pending the extra point, which should be automatic for Del Vecchio. And it is.
Chicago, they have a better record than Phoenix, so you'd expect them to be able to win.
They do have
pretty easily.
They do have a better record, and at least from ratings-wise, a better roster, but there's nothing saying you can't, see an upset, but right now that's not
Anything can
looking likely.
happen. If the game continues to go the way it's been going.
Good kick return there for Wesley Walker. Of course, we've talked about it before, him being a rather dangerous return man.
That's for sure. That dual threat ability of being able to be a good receiver and a good return man.
Yeah. Of course, that's one of the most valuable assets a team can have. As now the offense goes to work with Walker out wide. He's on the top of the screen there for
Brian throws it, and it's caught for a first down. Big play right there.
Yahtzee on the catch. Took a hit near the end of it, but he still holds on. The rookie,
Yahtzee's rookie.
Yeah, making a big impact in the playoff, or at least he's looking to.
I think he's out of Arizona, if I'm mistaken. So hometown kid.
Big
Takes
popular
the fullback,
return.
gives to his back, and he'll get up to about the 50. Yard short of the 50. Now it's 2nd and 6.
Good run there from Richmond Webb. You don't really see a whole lot of big, flashy runs from him, but he's just a workhorse back. You can hand it up to him almost every down of the game, and you'll still gain yardage.
Willingham pointing out the play right there. Brian, swing pass to the outside, and he gets stopped for a gain of 1.
I don't know if that was interfered by the pressure coming in, because you saw it right there. It was all over him. The defensive lineman there was. But he still managed to get the pass off. I don't know if he was inhibited by that prevented that ball from getting out faster, or that was just a weak throw. But either way, that was a key factor in letting the defense get there before Webb could do anything.
Throwing it deep this time, and it's deflected away. Couldn't quite get to his receiver. Good play on the outside.
Once again, looking for Thomas St. Pierre.
Big play by Bob Dover.
Yeah.
Very underrated corner.
Yeah, he's one of my most underrated corners in the league. He plays really good defense out there. And once again, a punt from Phoenix.
This time a bit better positioning from where Chicago's going to have to start.
They got a good return there.
Yeah, pretty decent return up to the 24, but it's not the Phoenix 45 like last time. So.
No, it isn't. And, obviously you want to be starting at the 45 of your opponent rather than than your own 25, but for this offense, I don't think it particularly matters because they can move half the field in one play.
Reyes swings it outside, and Claude Owens getting about 7 yards. Good play right there. That's how you do the swing play correctly.
That is how you do a perfect swing pass. Didn't gain the big yards that it has been known to gain previously, but it's, it's something.
It's good getting him in stride so he can keep his momentum going.
Now
Two receivers to the left, pitch out to the right, and he almost gets the first down. He gets the first. They're going to give it to him.
I didn't think he got
play right
there. I did not think he got there, but you know what? If the refs do, I'm not down on the field to call him.
Yeah, it was pretty close. It's a bit hard to see from our vantage point, but It was a good play nonetheless.
And
now they're stacking the right side, and it's going to be a handoff now going left.
Oh my goodness!
Doesn't go anywhere this time.
It looked like someone came flying in with a shoulder tackle. I think that was Grady there on the big hit.
Ted Grady, the inside linebacker. He's another Pro Bowl caliber type player.
Yeah, he's really
Reyes
good.
On the stretch play, and he'll get up.
Fumble.
Big gain of 4.
The ball was
Chicago's
out there.
Going to keep it though.
Ball came loose. That's always a dangerous situation. You never want to see that. But once again, Phoenix defense just enforcing their will on this Chicago offense. Even though they gained several yards, they almost had a turnover issue.
Good recovery by the offensive lineman right there.
Yeah, he dove on that thing. He wants he wants to keep the ball.
Should trade him to Green Bay, see if he can get a handoff or two. Gives it to Owens, and he'll get 3. Not enough for the first down.
Yeah, he gained a couple yards, and it was looking good, and then he just got stood up by that defensive front, those linebackers in there. And there's the end of the first quarter. It's been a good one, although one offense has done significantly more damage than the other.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a deep pass or any type of play that wasn't a check down from Brian today. So hopefully we get more of that so that they can start driving down the field on this drive.
We've seen a couple of deep shots, but they haven't connected on any of them thus far.
This is true. The Yahtzee play probably was the biggest one.
That was his longest completion of the day thus far. As Walker, wow, nice return and a beautiful spin move.
Being on a punt return team is probably one of the scariest places to be on a football field, and he just makes the most of it every time.
Yeah, you know, when you see 11 guys, or actually probably 21 guys sprinting full tilt at you down the field, that's not a situation you want to be in, even if 10 of those are on your side.
Stepping back, rolling to his left, throws it across the middle, deflected. Could have been intercepted, but the defender just wasn't there in time.
No, he wasn't. Beautiful deflection, though, and Thomas St. Pierre is pointing fingers. Never a good sign to see that happening in a game.
St. Pierre, pretty young. I think he's in his 2nd or 3rd year in the league. But he does have that cred now on the team. He's been there for a couple years. Pitch out, and a big stop on defense. Hitting right in the backfield.
Good golly, he was there so fast. I don't think Richmond Webb had time to react. Otherwise, he probably would have pulled some spin move out of him.
That's the inside linebacker, Matthew Adams, I believe. On that one.
Yeah.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 2 backs in the backfield for Brian. Deep drop. Throws it across the middle. Intercept. Oh.
No, he dropped the pick.
I thought he was there for the interception. Willingham.
I don't know why he's celebrating that. That's probably one of the more dejecting moments. He dropped him.
He threw it right to him.
I don't know what he was doing.
I didn't see anybody close.
I mean, there was St. Pierre on like a semi who was like a couple of yards away, but that was just a terrible throw by Brown.
It was a bad overthrow for sure. Another punt.
Coach might want to look into his play at halftime. Or maybe now that he's, just sitting there on the sideline for a little bit,
I would have looked into his play for the last couple of weeks now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing that's prevented him from benching. I don't know if they just don't trust their backup at all. But
they're betting on that past success.
Yeah.
Good play.
Oh my goodness.
First down and more. He's going up to the 50, the 40, the 30, and he gets pushed out at the 23-yard line. Another big play for Chicago.
Claude Owens is just tearing this defense a new one right now. He is
Claude Owens.
He is playing on a different level from everybody else on the field, except for maybe Drayshawn Foster, who had that big touchdown. Although
Owens was formerly a backup on a couple teams before he ended in Chicago, replacing one of the backs that they had before. And he's really shown up to be a really great player.
He has. It's been a great season for him. He's almost to 100 yards already, although that's not going to help his case.
Big stop in the backfield. That is
Gibby
Chubson.
I think he was a free agent signing after last season. Looks like man coverage. Pressure
big
up
play.
the middle.
Almost got the sack right there, but he's able to get it out. And a good completion, too.
I thought he was going to get nailed there, but he got it off in time. Well
Before
done,
he got
Julio
banged.
Reyes.
Julio Reyes, another young guy, but he's really been able to escape pressure and do a lot of great things for his team.
Yeah, he's one of the key reasons why they're doing so well this year.
Another field goal up. And it's good.
Del Vecchio's happy about that one. It was a good field goal, you know.
Rookie kicker. He's
Yeah.
done a lot of good things.
You know, you can't win games without a good kicking unit, obviously. Phoenix knows that. They won last week by a field goal. As Walker gets really good field position on the catch and an even better return.
Up to the 32 that time. Another great spin move.
Yeah. You know, it really disappoints me how Wesley Walker does all this amazing stuff on the return game, and then the offense just doesn't do anything with it. He gives them great field position, and they just don't move the football.
And they don't really get him the ball on offense as much as you'd hope.
No, they don't.
Throws it across the middle. I believe that's St. Pierre with the good catch.
That is St. Pierre, right over the middle. Maybe this offense is finally moving.
Another good slant play right there.
You know, I've found that in this league, the slant pattern is one of the harder ones to cover. Even though you don't get a whole lot of separation, it's usually a pretty consistent catch.
I agree with that. You get in front of your defender. You can just use you don't have to worry about jump balls like right there. You got two defenders that can out-jump you.
That was a weird throw there. I didn't know what he was looking at. There was double coverage all over Yahtzee.
Yeah, but the former Jackson Crab, Wesley Walker, I want to see more from him on offense.
I would love to see more from him, but Daniel Bryan just doesn't seem to look his way that often.
Big deflection, almost intercepted.
He looked like he was going...
Shakir.
Oh man, that was a beautiful deflection by Shakir. But he looked like he was going to go to Walker, who was actually pretty open on that route. He just, pump faked it there, trying to drag the defense one way and threw it the other way. It didn't work.
Bryan, under center.
Bryan at 3rd and 10. Never a good situation to be in 3rd and longs.
Throwing it to the outside, and it just throws it to a route that wasn't going to get the first one anyway. Good catch for Pierre, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. Looks like more of a stat pillar throw than anything else.
Got to get that average up. Got to keep your job.
Yeah. Although, I'm thinking that the coach is going to be looking into the quarterback play at the end of this year, thinking, why is he still starting? Because this has not been good from the star quarterback Daniel Bryan as the punt goes into the end zone. Almost punt team got there in time and prevented it from going into the end zone, but they just couldn't.
I mean, aside from the draft, you have a guy like Christian Polanco from the Lancers. Probably wasn't a great, if you wanted to bring in a guy like next week, it's probably not a great decision to just roll with somebody new, just learn all your game plan and stuff. But somebody like that maybe could have been brought in a couple weeks ago to compete.
Yeah.
Good pitch out. Getting one.
The quarterback situation for Phoenix, I guarantee, will be more very complicated next season. Because even though, being in the late first round as a playoff team is, I think they're taking. I think the Phoenix might take a quarterback in the first round.
Big stop in the backfield. They have been building this defense.
Yeah, this defense
Big
is
stop right there.
the defense is really spectacular this season.
That is the strong safety Tim Miles coming down to make the play. Tim Miles, one of my favorite players in the game. Just put it out there.
Miles has had a great season, I have to say. I'm a big fan of his.
He's in the running for best strong safety this year and proves it again and again every week.
Yeah.
Foster with a nice little catch there.
He knows why he's in that. He's shown it regularly.
So it looks like they're going to force Chicago to punt. The pass wasn't quite enough, but
nope.
Could have been. So Walker gets another chance to make a play.
Once again, this defense showing off. They're one of the best in the league. And Walker's going to... Oh, my
goodness. Big hits.
Destroyed by 94 there.
That's the D tackle, Chubson. Chubson running on kick returns. Wow.
No, that was actually Travis Dean.
Excuse me.
94 on the... I think you were thinking of 94.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong team.
94 on the Ghosts is Dean.
Yeah.
Now the Phoenix offense with good field position. Let's see what they do with it. Decent enough.
Not a bad pickup. Gotta take it little chunks, and you break through with a big play.
You know, there's an old saying that you only need 3 yards of play, and the problem is Phoenix doesn't get yards of play. They get maybe 1 or 2. Oh my goodness! And
penalty could be a free play. Throws to the outside.
It's a free play.
Could have got a little more if he was able to keep on his feet. But good pick up by Walker.
There's a completion to Wesley Walker. Repayment for that big hit he took.
Neutral zone infraction.
Although the offsides might have gained them more yards.
Repeat, second down.
Fighters will accept the penalty.
Yeah, I guess it did. Provide more. At that point, you just look at which of the game provides more benefit, and then you test your options.
Second and 3.
St. Pierre on the sideline for this one.
I don't understand that.
Well, they're going in a jumbo package.
Yeah.
Looks like. Second and 3. Pitching the ball to the right. Swings out really wide. Gets past the defender.
Oh, my goodness.
He's going, and he's stopped at the 23. That was a great play right there.
That was a beautiful run. I don't see too many runs that end up going well when your guy is going backwards behind the line of scrimmage, but Richmond Webb,
just one of those guys.
Exception to the rule. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. That's really good for any running back.
And you need that when you have inconsistent quarterback play.
Yeah, especially
Webb getting the call right there as well on the swing pattern.
That was actually one of the tight ends that, like flat to the on.
That was Norton.
Yeah. Once again, not a huge game, but those have worked rather well thus far for Phoenix.
You set up the little short plays to set up your big plays. Stepping back, stepping up, throwing across the middle. Gets the first down. Good little play across. He's got the sure hands.
Yeah. Really good play there from Bryant up at St. Pierre in that catch.
To his credit, Brian's been able to keep the ball with his own team. Hasn't had any turnovers.
Oh my goodness.
Throwing it outside, good sideline. Toe drag swag right there from Wesley Walker.
He got all 10 toes down. Wesley Walker. I would have used him more as a deep threat in an offensive scheme, but this Phoenix offense is a big grinded out kind of offense, which in this situation maybe not the greatest choice, but overall
it works out, especially on a play like that. Touchdown, Phoenix.
Thomas
St. Pierre. The Canadian man.
Superstar Canadian making a good play. He's just wide open back there. There's nobody near him.
He
Completely
beat
baffled the
McDuffie
defense.
on that one.
He just completely baffled the defense, which you don't see that often against Atlanta. You know?
He's not known for his shake and bacon moves, but it kind of just slipped right through there.
Yeah. In all the confusion down at the goal line, he just found a hole and sat there. Got an easy catch, and Kukos powers it through.
Closing the gap right here.
It's a one-score game as we near halftime.
This was an important drive for Phoenix, making sure they got some points.
Into the second half. So if they can hold Chicago here, maybe get a field goal, this is a completely different game. What a
returning
kickoff.
From his own end zone. Up to the 20. Getting down to the 23. Nice, decent return.
What a kickoff by Kukos. Good return by Mosley, too. He got like 25 yards on that.
He does have a banger of a leg.
Oh, yeah. He can hit from wherever he's in the field.
That's why he was a big free agency pickup for Phoenix.
Yeah, a couple years ago, signed him to a decent deal.
Owens up the middle getting 6. He's been playing really well.
100 yards. Maybe he can get there before halftime. Although at the pace of play that Chicago's moving, I don't think he's going to get there before the 2-minute warning.
All out here. Second and 3.
Getting the play call out.
Maybe they'll get.
See if they can get a playoff before the 2.
They will not.
Yeah, there it is. Zebra waving him off. Take a little water break.
Well, you know, now it becomes a 2-minute drill for Chicago, and while they are excellent in most facets of the game, I don't think they're strong suited with 2-minute drill.
They need those big plays. And if that happens, they can get down the field.
Yeah. Oh,
pitch out, getting the
first
down.
Decent one. You know, not the big plays they need to get the ball down the field with their offensive style, but it's exactly what they expect from their offense is, 3-4 yard front plays going down the field.
Especially because they just used 20 seconds.
Yeah.
They can't get it out of bounds. They're going to have a tough time getting down the field in this
Looks
amount
like they're
of
just
time.
going to run this ball out. They're just going to take the ball into halftime.
Take the lead into halftime,
Yeah. Not going to risk going and losing the ball to Phoenix and letting them get any more points than they already have.
Ted Grady with a nice stop in the gap right there.
Yeah.
Fullback is in for Chicago as they run up the middle. Big play in the backfield.
And now Chicago calls a timeout. That's a little strange.
Well, if they can get they
got to be thinking big play here if they're calling timeout with a minute left. After running the ball for 3 consecutive.
Maybe Coach Foster finally comes to his senses and he's going to try something.
Maybe. As here comes some pressure from the outside.
He'll run with it.
Scramble doesn't get him anywhere. I don't know why
interesting
Phoenix
choice.
Calling a timeout.
I don't really understand that run either.
Why isn't Phoenix calling a timeout?
I don't know. It's like they've lost track of time and they're just.
Or maybe they're just
both sides
going to halftime.
They got the good momentum from the drive before.
And the good momentum that comes from getting a defensive stop. Although now they're going to get this ball maybe with 10 seconds left. That's never a good sign.
And it could also say that they don't really trust Brian to make rushed throws, so they don't want to put him in that position.
Maybe not. Although there's 12 seconds left and they've got to go maybe 30 yards to get into field goal range of Kukos. With that big leg, you don't have to move it too far. But, you're on your own 33. And I don't know if you're going to trust Brian here. No, it doesn't look like it. They're just going to
take the
they're probably just going
time
to run
off.
this ball into halftime. Yep. Handoff. Yeah, but
If he kept going outside, he might have been able to get more out of it.
why
They're
are they
rushing
hurrying
back
to
for
the
a
line?
timeout.
Oh my goodness! Now they call a timeout. 3 seconds left after gaining 1 yard on the run. This is not smart time management from Phoenix. Well, I think we're gonna see a Hail Mary here. Coach John Paterno trying to get Brian's head in the game. And I think he's just thinking about going to halftime and, not worrying about any of this. Nope, they're just gonna run the ball out.
It's an interesting drive, to say the least.
It is. But, that raises the question of, if you're just gonna run the ball into halftime, why are you, they tried to do a fake. What? 1 second left. They're calling timeout with 1 second left in the half, and they're just gonna run the ball.
I'm very confused.
This is a confusing strategy by Coach John Paterno here.
I think Paterno's just trying to get in their heads. It's like, we're not going to let you go. We're going to keep doing this as long as we can.
Or maybe they're just going to go try to get some big yards on the throw.
Well, they do have more receivers this time.
Looks like they're going to go Hail Mary. Oh,
and they hand it off.
Hand it off. Wow, great drive there. Also, that doesn't provide their offense with any momentum from the last drive. I don't know what they were doing. They could have just kneeled it out, gone to halftime. They're going to get the ball.
They slowed themselves down for no reason.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Kill your momentum for no not smart move there. I know.
So as we go into halftime, what are your thoughts about what each team has to do to win at this point in the game?
Phoenix, they have to keep doing what they're doing on defense, and they have to move the ball. As for Chicago, they just need to score some more because they've had an easy time stopping that offense, which hasn't really done anything, as you can see by the yards difference. And, you can see a big run right away from Claude Owens. They just need to move. They just need to score some more. That's their only limiting factor. They haven't scored any.
Yeah, and to be fair to Chicago, to be fair to Phoenix's defense, most of the yards are from two or three big plays that came on scoring drives. So every other play, like this play to Foster right here, that got
play
most
to
of
Foster
their
makes up
passing
a
yards.
solid majority of the passing yards that Chicago has, and it makes their only touchdown. But Phoenix hasn't done anything to really counter that. Here's a nice throw to Yadu, but they haven't done anything to make me reconsider the fact that Chicago's going to win this game here, because Chicago, they're just running all over Phoenix. Even though there were only like 2 or 3 big yardage plays, those 2 or 3 big yardage plays have done a lot of damage and led to scoring on every drive. Phoenix hasn't really had any big plays aside from this one. What was that defender doing? He was like 3 yards away from the guy, and he just decided to dive through nothing.
And it just shows you on what level Chicago is, because as we saw last week against the Titans, they were able to play a defensive game and win. But against Chicago, they've really struggled to score, first of all, and to stop them because of big plays.
I mean, in the Tokyo game, they came back from a deficit and won that game too, but so there's nothing saying they can't do that, and I do believe Phoenix is a second half team, but you have to get the ball moving as Wesley Walker gets the ball moving.
And it's definitely not a hole you can't dig out of. Like, we've seen this happen many, many times, especially since it's just a one-score game.
Yeah, it's a one-score game. This is easily a comeback situation if you want it to be.
But you need to be able to have those plays where you can punch it into the end zone instead of just settling for field goals and just trading field goals for the second half of the game. Penalty, throws across the middle, intercepted! Chicago it be coming back?
Chicago.
It's like Kurt McDuffie got the
Neutral
pick.
zone infraction.
But it's
Oh,
coming
Chicago
back.
shoots themselves in the foot right there. You can't have that happen. They went from
That could have been a huge momentum swing.
picking the ball off to losing 5 yards.
Just couldn't. That's gonna hurt them, I think.
I mean, this is a big
They
save for Daniel Bryan too. But yeah, this really hurts the Ghosts because
now moving to a 1st and 5. Short
now you
drop
have
back, swing outside, and he'll get the first down.
nice nice read by Daniel Bryan there, seeing that Webb was open and giving him the ball, because he knows Webb has the ability to make room for himself, even if there's not much.
1st and 10.
Bryan only with 61 yards. That's not a good thing to see in the third quarter.
And we've seen it's not really
And
another
another jump.
offsides.
And this would have been a loss of yards. Chicago really shooting themselves in the foot with these offside penalties. The 2 they've given up thus far
Neutral
have
zone
negated
infraction.
an
Number
interception and a
97,
loss of
5-yard
yards.
penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
I just want to know what's happening on that line. That's
Maybe
Abraham Watkins, I believe. But I just want to know what the hard count is, or what's happening that they just keep jumping off sides.
Bryan is just really fooling them with these hard counts or something. Or maybe they're just antsy to get into there and make a play, and they're just, misreading the snap.
Especially coming out of halftime. Maybe there was a big halftime speech.
Oh my goodness, what happened there?
They got in there. It looks like it was a delayed handoff, and the defense was able to shake it
It was
out.
a delayed handoff, and somehow they went from handing the ball off to Daniel Bryan just diving for yard to save the play.
Kurt McDuffie making the play.
Here, it
All
looks
pro
like
corner.
on this 2nd and 6, they're bringing a blitz, a very heavy blitz. Nope, they're not. They're going to
Pitch it, trying to get through the hole, but he just could not. The hole was not big enough.
he
That's what she
gained
said.
a yard. But he just couldn't find any space there to operate.
And that's another problem. If you have a great running back, you don't have the O-line, you just can't make anything out of it.
I mean, there's definitely O-line talent here for Phoenix. It's just, the defensive line overpowered them.
This is true.
What
Deflected.
was that, Bryan?
That was like quadruple coverage.
He threw it directly to James Watson here. Look at this. That's literally right
Watson.
to him. He's just standing right there. I don't know what he was thinking.
Watson.
And now
Kalispell Warhawk by way of the Crabs, and I believe there was another team before he made it to Phoenix.
And now Phoenix is forced to punt. This is not good for Phoenix.
They're in big trouble now.
Yeah.
If Chicago is able to score on this drive, especially if they have a touchdown, I'd be pretty scared of what will happen.
Absolutely. This Phoenix defense, I think, can hold them, especially since they have to go 73 yards, and they've only had like 3 notable plays this game so far. But those 3 notable plays have all led to touchdowns or field goals, and that's not a good thing.
All it takes is one trip on the turf, and you're in trouble. A
And
good
here's
run
a
right
big-
here. Ref
think the
getting
ref-
in the way of the coming over.
The ref
Claude
was almost
Owens.
the ref was in the way, but he's just,
Looks like he ran right into the path of the defender.
Yeah, he was almost right there in the directly involving himself in the play.
Where's your peripherals, ref? Come on, man.
Come on.
What are
But
you doing,
now,
Dave?
Chicago's almost in midfield.
Good run up the middle right here. Getting a solid chunk play through. Claude
And now
Owens,
Owens is
126.
Owens by himself has more yards than the entire Phoenix team. If you needed a depressing statistic.
At least pretty close to it, if not totally true. From what we saw at halftime, at least.
Yeah. And they're
Stretch
going to hand
play
it off to
again.
Owens again because
Defender
if it ain't broke, don't fix
overcommits.
it.
Overcommitted on the run, but you still got him from behind. Drop
Yeah.
a 1.
There's Brady making a tackle again. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what Chicago's going with on their offensive system right now. Although now they're running a spread offense. They've got 3 guys down there, and Phoenix only has 1. I don't know what they're...
And they threw it to the other side, and he just stepped out.
Oh,
He was so
Moses.
close to the first down marker. Oh, that's gotta be painful.
That's got to be so painful for Mosley. He was right
Fourth
there.
and 1.
4th and 1. That's really upsetting.
It's an
But they're going to
interesting
go.
situation.
They're staying on the field. I think they.
You're in no man's land at the 45.
Yeah, you're
It's an
not in
interesting
position to where you.
choice.
And they're going to
And
get
he won't
stuffed.
get it.
They're going to get stuffed. That's not good for Chicago momentum.
So Phoenix,
Joseph Aiken was in on that.
they have
Look at
another
Aiken
lease
get
on
in there.
life right here.
Now Phoenix starts in midfield for the second time this game. Let's see if they can do anything with this great field position. Maybe get a. They need to get points right here. If they don't get points,
There's still time, but it will be more difficult.
Yeah.
Brian throwing it deep, jumping,
Wide open.
caught it.
That's
What a play right there. This is what we've been waiting for.
that is
Daniel Bryan in the offense.
That is exactly what this offense needed. It was a spark, and there was Wesley Walker right there to provide it. He has been the spark plug for this entire team this game with the returns, and now he's got that big play for the offense.
Brian stepping back, swings to his right now, and this good pickup.
There's St.
Getting
Pierre.
to 8 yards.
And now Brian has finally figured out how to move a football. Maybe something Paterno said on the sideline helped him. But now they're moving, and uh-oh for Chicago. Because this is not a good situation. They're inside the red zone on 2nd down.
Jumping
and they jump offside
yet again.
And they
get the first down anyway.
They get the first down. Neither of those outcomes was good.
Chicago with the 3rd off neutral zone on this drive.
This is the first on this drive. They had 2 on the last drive.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and now it's 1st and goal inside the 10. This is not good for Chicago. Phoenix could take the lead here. And, with the amazing kicker that is Tony Kukoc, if they score a touchdown, I think it's almost a guarantee Phoenix takes the lead. Unless he really shanks the ball, in which case, uh-oh. But now all Phoenix has to do is find the end zone, which they've got work to do. And they're, my goodness, he almost had it there.
Almost.
St. Pierre, once again, he's had 12 balls thrown to him. That's impressive for not even 3 quarters.
Not necessarily all those are drops, but
no, none of them are drops. He had 0 drops on the game. He is sure-handed. It's just
I think we've seen
Brian's
one
mislocating these passes.
Pitch out. Whoa, pressure's coming. He did not. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know about that one.
He was trying to do what he did on the last run, which was bounce it to the outside by running backwards. Create a little more separation. The problem was it didn't go anywhere for him. He just got back to where he had started and then, lost 4 yards. So now, if I'm Phoenix, I'm throwing this ball, and they are. But they're going to do a swing pass. And expect that wasn't a smart call, but, keeping the ball in the range, make it easy for Kukoc to bang through a field goal here.
He is on the hash, which is difficult for shorter kicks, but I don't think it'll be a problem for someone of his caliber.
No, it shouldn't be much of an issue, especially since he's facing his kick will go towards the thing if he just kicks it straight on. Oh my goodness, that was almost blocked. But it's up and through as Kukoc is automatic from that range.
It's only a 3-point game now. Good hold from Jay McDaniel. Go.
Jay
Good for
McDaniel.
you, buddy.
There's the backup.
Fighter are taking number 82.
Good work, Jay McDaniel. Maybe you'll get some reps
MVP.
someday. No, you won't.
MVP for the Jay McDaniel.
The Jay McDaniel Holder of the Year award. All right. Anyway, back to the football.
I should have put that on the awards. Holder of the
You
year.
should-
I might
And
just
maybe
do that
next year.
anyway. Maybe
What?
next year, yeah. Maybe next year. I
Yeah,
might put it
maybe.
on now, but yeah.
Probably too late.
Put it on for next
Anywho,
year. Yeah, just a little bit.
First and 10.
Chicago,
But, yeah.
once again, rather deep in their own territory. And they're going spread offense. I don't know how I feel about that.
Passing
As
it across the
Schlechter
middle.
got right in
Dribbling.
there.
Just couldn't bring it in.
Aiken once again breaking up the pass. Good work by Joseph Aiken today. He's done some amazing things.
He has. Like, he's been in the backfield a couple times.
He
He's
was
able
in there
to-
on that 4th and 1 stop.
Yeah, he's been able to get outside, too.
Yeah.
27 yards.
I think he was one of the ones on deflections on the outside. So.
Mm-hmm.
Second down now. Pitch out. Big play in the backfield. He's able to get by to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I think that's
You know, now the Phoenix team has finally shown up. The Phoenix team we've, expected to see all game. But we just haven't. Now they're finally here. And that causes some problems for Chicago. As Reyes goes deep and they find the connection.
there is a penalty, so it might be coming back.
It might. I don't like
On the
that.
play. An eligible receiver downfield. Number 67, holding. Number 21, defense. The penalty's offset. He's further down.
Little phase through right there. Little
Yeah.
magic happened that. Well, maybe they'll try to use that on the Phoenix defense.
Maybe.
3rd and 10 from your Ghosts. 27 yards.
This is an important play. If Phoenix can get a stop here,
Yeah.
that'll set them up well for their next drive. Reyes stepping back, throws it across the middle, and will get stopped. 4 yards shy of the first down marker.
I don't know how I feel about a dump off on 3rd and 10.
I mean, if it's
But,
all you got,
you know-
you got to trust a guy who's got 100 yards and can make a move or two.
For-
Still
For
not a
Phoenix,
great
this is
choice.
great because now they're in a situation to take the lead following a punt and probably subsequent offensive possession for Phoenix.
Some good hang time on this one. Walker gets hit immediately.
There was no blocking for Walker there. It's
Phoenix will
unfortunate.
start on their 31-yard line, which is what's a normal start for them.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from
Phoenix, when they start from anywhere behind their own 35, hasn't performed very well. But here's a nice throw.
Nice little dump off
Yeah.
to Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
2nd and 5 now.
Yep.
Getting towards the end of the third quarter.
We are. And, obviously Phoenix with the ball and a chance to take the lead, that's a good situation to be in.
Almost
my goodness.
intercepted right there.
That one went right through the hands of number 91, Mr. Caesar Hale.
Brian's been very lucky with the times that Chicago has dropped interceptions in this game.
Yeah, and the one time they, got an interception, he got lucky to get away with a penalty, called on him. And they hand it off on 3rd and 6, and they get stopped immediately. 4th and 5 upcoming. I don't like that play call. I know you have an
Paterno
entire,
just overthinking it on that one.
I know you have an entire quarter to take the lead back, but you're giving the ball to the team with the lead, who now has a chance to extend it.
Good deep punt, though. Fair
And they're
catch
going to call for
call.
a fair catch, and yeah.
That's one thing about Walker. He never takes a fair catch. Which
Walker
is
will
admirable, but maybe he
Walker,
should.
I don't think has taken a fair catch this season.
He just trusts himself so much.
He has some really good self-confidence, which sometimes is a bad thing. But in his case, it usually works out pretty well. But a little shift, and they're bringing pressure.
Pitch out. He
But
pushes
it doesn't matter
down.
if he breaks the
Gets
tackle and he gets to the first down
down.
marker.
I'm slowly falling in love with Claude Owens and his running style.
He is
Just
so powerful.
killing it right now.
Holy moly, look at that stiff arm. Just threw him
Just
to the ground.
knocking over Mike Little right there.
He wasn't just like looking to move past him. He decimated him.
Just using that forearm, just knocking him down.
Yeah. The beauty of a stiff arm when it's executed well. Now they're running a almost spread set. Oh, they're going to hand it off though.
Big play in the backfield by Phoenix.
Once again, the Phoenix defense really knows how to show up when they need to.
That is Kevin Lambert.
Lambert, another one of those relative unknowns making plays for this defense. You know, well, Phoenix has quite a few stars on their defense, Aiken, Grady, etc. But
Deep throw.
oh my goodness.
It's caught for the first down. What a play right there by Chicago. Another big play this time to Benjamin Macklin.
Benjamin Macklin making a catch. You don't see him too often, but you know, that was a good play. Holy moly. And there's the end of the third.
I think talking about Macklin, I believe he's coming from the Grizzlies, unless I'm thinking about somebody else. But he's a guy that doesn't get a lot of work, but he makes plays every once in a while. You're just like, wow, what a play right there.
Yeah. A lot of those number 3 receivers in this league don't get too much action, but when they do, they make the most of it. I don't know what now. Oh my goodness.
What a move right there.
These defenders. But I didn't know what Phoenix's pass coverage was looking like there. They had like nobody on the line, and nobody was covering one guy on the bottom of the field. That they had 3 guys on the top covering 2. It was all over the place, and it didn't look good. But they were lucky that they ran the ball instead of threw it. Now it's
2nd and 5.
Yep, and they look to be overloading to the Ghost's right, and that was a smart play call there. Paterno really knows how to call defense.
Stop in the backfield. That is the outside linebacker, Dada Osakwe.
Dada Osakwe. I really love Dada Osakwe. He plays really physical, really aggressive, and he makes a lot of plays.
Press coverage right now.
Yep.
Got beat on the outside. He gets the catch over the middle. A good play down to the 18.
If you look
Chicago.
If you look at the tape again on that route, which I guess we will. Oh, maybe not. But if you look at the tape again, the defender that was on Drayshawn Foster there, he took a step in as if he was like tricked by a run. Oh, there's nobody there.
The outside. Touchdown, Chicago.
There was nobody there. That was the fullback.
The fullback getting the touchdown.
Douglas Mendez.
Douglas Mendez. That's an incredible play. Fullbacks for life.
The fullback has made his name known.
Sometimes you need to go to that fullback because they're not expected to do anything. And when
the fullback
pull it out, they're surprised.
The fullback is the guy who throws a block. He doesn't do much else, at least in most offensive systems. In Chicago's, he goes out for routes because they know what to do in those situations. Now it's a 10-point game for Phoenix. Once again, I was talking about at the end of last quarter how they gave the ball to the team with the lead with a chance to extend it. They just extended it. Let's see what Phoenix does. It's
They're
a
gonna have to
booming
get
kickoff. But it only
good
gets
return
10.
though coming out.
Walker to the 30. Almost the 30.
He's a consistent 25 to 30 on most of his returns.
Yeah.
And that's not just due to him, it's good kick coverage as well. But he's done a lot of work to get that.
Let's see if they can get a big play early on in this drive. Maybe move the ball a good distance.
Not going to get it right there, though.
They're going to lose a yard.
Richmond Webb has kind of been shut down his last couple plays.
Yeah, this Ghost's defense, not always the most spectacular unit, but they get the job done, and obviously they'll make a few plays, and there's one of them.
The one thing for Chicago, their big stars make plays all the time, and that's what you got to watch for. Brian on the swing pattern, getting about a yard or two.
They get a couple out of that, which I think that was also the fullback.
Going fullback per fullback with Drayton Luke right there.
Trying to copy the Ghost system there. They see, fullbacks work, and then they throw a swing pass to the fullback, except they were throwing it to the fullback on the side, which already was close to the sideline.
And on their own 30.
Yeah.
So it's not as much as going to get out of it. Stepping up out of a sack.
Oh my goodness.
Phoenix falling on it, but that could have been really dangerous right there.
Oh my goodness. Daniel Bryan, what are you doing? He steps up like he's going to run, and then he just gets destroyed. He jumped on his own fumble, though. Better than Cam Newton.
The blocker got him out of the way, but then Chicago defender was just able to shake out and catch up to him.
Yeah. And now they're punting again. This is not a good game for Phoenix. I have to think in the middle of the fourth quarter, down 10 with the opponent having the ball. I have to think Phoenix is going to lose this game. Unless they pull some miracle pick-six comeback. Which, this defense is stifling, but they don't force many turnovers.
I think it's got to be on the defense's back at this point. Or maybe Wesley Walker making a big play, either returning or catching
this game
the ball.
There is absolutely no fault to the defense for this game because they've held this powerful Chicago offense to 20 points. But I think the blame goes to Daniel Bryan, who has had a terrible game.
Terrible few games.
Yeah, he's not played well for several weeks now. Osakwe's shifting down to the line, but he's going to fall back into coverage.
Going across the middle.
Massive hole in the middle of the field. I don't know what that was.
Once again, getting those slants.
Yeah.
IK Rulia. That one.
Now, Chicago into Phoenix territory. This is more of a insurance point score if they get any here.
If they score here, it's over.
If they score here, it is absolutely over. Well, provided that it's not. If they score a touchdown here, it's over. If they score a field goal, there's always a chance that Phoenix gets a quick touchdown, forces a turnover, or forces a punt, and then
gets an onside kick.
Again, or an onside kick also works, but
another run right up the middle. Nobody even close until the second level. 36 upcoming.
They were lucky there that the linebacker was able to come up so quickly.
Reyes calling out the shots. One back in the backfield. Two receivers to his left. Taking the snap. Deep drop. Throws it to the left side, and he's got the catch. Good play on a little slant to the outside. I believe that's Benjamin Macklin yet again.
That is Macklin once again.
Coming through in the clutch for Chicago.
Really knows how to find the right guy in this situation.
And he's not afraid to sling it to guys that are not his number one, number two. Can find tight ends, find third receivers.
Daniel Bryan, at least this year.
Gives it to his running back, going up the middle, getting 2 yards.
Yep.
Can't all be winners.
No. Hard lesson to learn for most football players.
Another good play, getting 4.
Once again, Claude Owens making a chunk run.
Down to the 22 now. As long as they don't go backwards, they should be able to get at least a field goal. 3rd and 4.
I don't see how they don't get, a field goal even if they do go backwards. A pretty easy field goal, at least from my outlook.
Should be. We go to a 4th down, so we're going to see that now.
Yep. I mean, they didn't gain any yards, but they didn't lose any yards.
We're going to see Vecchio try to put this game in a little bit tougher of a situation.
I think
for Phoenix.
Now that it's down to 3 minutes 30, I think if this ball goes through, this might be over for Phoenix.
Could have been blocked there. It took a little extra time with the hold.
Yeah.
He was able to get it through anyway.
Took way longer than usual with the hold.
That ain't a Pro Bowl holder right there.
No, it isn't. You won't be winning any Holder of the Year awards anytime soon.
Nope. Not like Jay McDaniel, greatest holder of all time.
Absolutely.
Kicking it off. Wesley Walker trying to get something out of it here.
You got a good...
Once again, getting up to the 30. Good return right there.
And now we've got
2 backs in the backfield.
2 backs in the backfield, which I don't quite understand. Why aren't you running an all-out throw the ball no matter what offense? And why are you throwing the ball short? But
this is what Phoenix plays like. They've almost always have 2 backs in the backfield.
Yep. Not really a smart
especially at this point in the game. Bryan throws it to the outside. He's going to get him out of bounds. 1st down.
Yeah, there's St. Pierre making a catch.
Able to stop the clock. Bob Dover
and
beat
covered,
right there.
Forcing him out of bounds, but that wasn't exactly what they wanted out of Dover. They probably wanted him to keep him inside, but they just couldn't.
I know it's a little late to think of this, but this is in Chicago, so Phoenix not really used to the cold weather.
Oh no,
absolutely.
In the desert, you're not expect. Oh, another jump off
penalty. Another jump by the Chicago defense.
Oh man, that's once again shooting themselves in the foot.
They're just begging to lose this game. At least the defensive line is.
Yeah, this is not. And it's once again, it's on the same guy. It's always Watkins.
It's Abraham Watkins.
Abraham Watkins has had like all but one of these infraction penalties. And there have been
how he's still on the field.
I don't know either. As we get a closer look at St. Pierre here.
I think it's been 4 or 5 at this point.
Yeah, he's been penalized really heavily this game. As Bryan once again under center.
Pressure coming, but he's able to get it across the middle for the first down. Time is continuing to tick on them.
That was a good route there by Richmond Webb.
Was.
So now they're gonna drop back once again.
Another good throw into a tight window.
These dink and dunk throws are gaining them yards, but they're not moving the ball as much as they need to be moving the ball with 2 minutes 30 left. Oh, that one
wasn't able to hang on to that one.
He wasn't able to hang on there, but Tim McDuffie was.
Mike Hunt on that one.
Not McDuffie. Never mind. I think both of their safeties wear the same number, causing some confusion there.
Yeah. Just another thing to.
Yeah, McDuffie and Hunt both wear 41. That's problematic, but.
It's another thing to hurt our commentary. Across the middle, not able to
over the middle,
it. Now
and
it's
they
4th
can't
and 3.
complete it.
And you have to go for the first down here.
I mean, it's 4th and 3, so I would have gone for the first down anyways, regardless of situation. But
couldn't get it to Jericho Zobranis on that one.
Nope, not quite.
He's a little used 4th receiver, I believe, on this team.
Yeah, small guy, very, very much so a slot receiver. But another jump offside
penalty.
And now Brian running the ball. There's a rare sight.
But I believe that is Watkins again.
That was Watkins
on that
again.
right side.
I don't
know. Oh my goodness. Abraham Watkins, number 97, once again jumping offside.
It might not cost them the game, but Abraham Watkins is doing it like he's probably getting paid by some Phoenix fan to try to win this game for them, and he's trying his hardest.
Is this a great drive or what?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, Abraham, what are you doing, buddy?
Coach Foster's gonna have a talking to that guy for the next round.
Oh man, yeah.
Brian throws it across the middle, another slant.
There's Walker
just fell down.
For a first down. As this is probably going to lead us to the 2-minute warning, although you never know with these hurry-up offense.
Might get one off.
They're going to get it off before the 2-minute warning. As
and
that's
another
a penalty. I think this is going to be PI. Because it looked like someone held on to Thomas St. Pierre there.
Pass interference.
Yep, that's pass interference.
So that'll help out as well.
That's number 91. What is 91? What are you doing in the defensive backfield? Oh, it was James Watson.
Yeah.
The linebacker. He wears number 91, which is a little odd for a linebacker, but
Interesting.
Probably a converted defensive end.
I think he's played in the middle before.
That was a wild
shift.
They took a dude from the... I think that was Mike Hunt again, coming from the line of scrimmage and dropping into the end zone. That was a weird shift.
A big stop. He couldn't get out of bounds.
Yeah, no, he's... Okay. Daniel Bryan, you need to be snapping that ball immediately. They're going to throw it. Oh, my goodness. Almost.
Could have been intercepted by one of the 41s right there.
I think that one was Hunt.
That was
McDuffie. Good Lord. These guys are impossible to tell apart. Especially
We're going to put that on. We're going to put in a complaint to the Chicago office. Tell your guys to switch their numbers.
Please. For commentary's sake. Oh my god.
Deflected down.
He threw that. And he just folded and threw the ball straight into the dirt.
It's been a decent drive, but it's just taken up too much time. If this was earlier in the game, then I'd be applauding this drive, but...
And now it's 4th and 11, which of course you have to go for because a field goal won't do you jack in this situation.
They need this one here.
You basically need to hit the end zone.
They're
not going to get there.
Incomplete.
It's game over.
There is a penalty.
Oh, there's a penalty.
There is a penalty on the field. It's against Chicago. We could see another play, but...
An eligible receiver downfield.
It's against the Phoenix Fighters. I believe that will end their season.
It probably will. A great year for Phoenix, showing that their defense really showed their mettle this season, but unfortunately.
And you can't say it wasn't good. They did get one playoff win just more than a lot of people expected out of a team like this, especially where they were looking at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But you gotta think that this team could be in a bit of a soft rebuild mode. A good run right there.
I definitely think they're taking a new quarterback in the draft, but I'm not sure as to where they go from there. Whether they go for a complete and total rebuild of their offense, or whether they go for a whatever they go for, they need to think about their offensive system because it's not working for them.
I would consider a new scheme.
Yeah. Maybe you draft a running quarterback, go to an option scheme. We've seen that work in other leagues. Maybe it'll go...
Big stop in the backfield.
Big stop in the backfield, but it's too little too late.
That's Bernard Pringley. First time calling his name tonight, I believe.
Yeah, first time we've seen him make a play. Although he has been regularly seen around the field. But he just hasn't really done too much this game. Or this season, for that matter. He's
had a few decent games.
He's really more of a block picker-upper. He just fills the offensive line with things to do. As here's a big run, and that's definitely going to end the game.
Last timeout.
As Claude Owens just ran right through the defensive front.
Once you get past that first line of defense, there's not coverage sticking out there.
There wasn't anybody sticking back there because they all
catch up from behind.
Oversold on the run. Which, absolutely, it's going to be the fall of Phoenix in the end.
Now they can just kneel it out.
A great season for Phoenix. Much better than most people expected. The defense...
And Chicago will be off to face the New York Grizzlies, I believe, in the second round. I mean, the third round now.
No, I think they play somebody else.
Do they play Green Bay? I don't remember. But they play somebody.
Yeah, they play Green Bay because Green Bay beat Rapid City the other day.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Chicago versus Green Bay to see who goes to the New Generation Bowl to face either New York or probably Jackson.
Depending on the winner of the Jackson Crabs and... who are they playing?
I could not tell you off the top of my head, but whoever wins...
That just shows you how great the Crabs are, because they're just... It doesn't matter who they're playing, they're just going to win.
And that's going to be the end of it. There's not... The play clock is even with the time, but it's going to be after the...
There it is. End of the game. The end for the Phoenix Fighters and John Paterno. Does Paterno survive the offseason?
I do think so, because Paterno led them to the playoffs, but the real question is, does Daniel Bryant survive the offseason?
And if he doesn't, where does he end up? Probably won't be in Chicago, as they've had a good quarterbacking there, but
with Julio Reyes, yeah. The absolute dominance of Claude Owens today, 175 yards on the ground.
Just a killer defense. But they've just been able to run right through him.
Yeah. Reyes had a really good game too, 214 yards, couple touchdowns, no picks.
And you can't even say that it was just that one play, because that was like 70 yards, but he still had 100 more yards after that. So it really was a great day.
Oh no, it was truly an amazing day. As for Phoenix, a great year for them, and I applaud them for making the playoffs and pulling somewhat of an upset against Tokyo. As for Chicago, I wish them the best of luck in their conference championship game against Green Bay, their division rival.
And that's going to be a really good one. I can't wait to see that battle.
I absolutely cannot wait for that one.
But until then, this has been NGFL live from your house. And this has been the Ghosts and the Fighters. We'll see you next time.